Here we are once again, ladies and gentlemen, episode 51 of the Hardly Millennial podcast, where we are young, dumb, and full of
opinions.
Opinions, guys. That's right. Not facts, just opinions today.
Sometimes it's accidentally true.
Accidentally, this
We're
is true.
We're accidentally right sometimes.
You can fact check us, but I don't recommend it.
Adam Hansen, Matthew Lynn. Let's get started, guys.
Let's do this.
So, as you all will know, yesterday we were finishing up shooting the Hardly Millennial Update second edition.
Heck
the second
yes.
one. And it went out today, guys. Mm-hmm. And you guys fucking loved it so far.
Yeah.
You're watching the shit out of it, which is amazing.
If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's on YouTube now. Go check it out. We have information there of what we're doing in April. We have a lot of exciting things coming for you guys. A lot of videos.
Yes, quite the smorgasbord, quite the editing trial, quite the editing trial. We'll see how we do, guys. It's going to be great.
There you go.
Anyway, because we were up so late editing the video, we being Adam, he also had to work today, guys. So he is extremely tired.
I am. So just full disclosure, I'm tired. So just give me a fucking break.
He's hurting. And on top of that, we chose to shoot this rather late at night.
Yes.
We don't know why, but that's what happened. So here we are.
Here we go, guys.
So we decided rather than have a real in-depth conversation about the news and the world and whatnot, we don't want to fuck up and say something stupid or ignorant, like more than normal. So we're just going to have some fun today, guys.
Yeah.
We decided in light of the update and all this great stuff, we're going to play a little game on the podcast that we've played in the past. It was quite loved by a lot of our viewers, and we had a great time. So this is the second edition of Never Have I Ever.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so we're just going to keep going from the last game, actually, because I have 3 points and Adam has 2. And that's as far as we got.
I don't think that's correct.
Oh
but
no,
you know what?
That's totally what it is.
But
The
you
paper's
know what?
right here, Adam.
Let's just go. Let's
I've
go.
been keeping
let's
track.
do it. You know what? I believe you. I believe that you believe that, Matthew.
Well, I do believe it because it's the truth. So it's supposed to be the first one to 10 or the first one to 0, or I don't know how you
Something like
win.
that.
But let's just start playing, Adam.
Let's do it, man.
So-
Start us off.
The first one here is going to be ... Never have I ever looked through someone else's phone without their permission.
Oh, I've definitely done that.
You've done that?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I have.
It sounds like you do it often.
I have not often. Maybe in the past.
Oh no.
I have definitely been that boyfriend before.
Oh,
yeah. You know, I'd like to just say that in like more recent relationships later in life, that was not something I was doing.
Well, that's good. At least you
But
better.
yes, when I was younger, you know, and I would be dating a girl, like, and if I thought there was something going on, or if we were having it, my mind always jumped to like, oh, well, they're fucking cheating, and I have
cheating.
I've definitely done that.
Have you ever gotten caught going through someone's phone?
Yes, but the times I've gotten caught, I have always found something that was worthy of like bringing up and like asking like, this is a little fucking fishy, which is maybe why I kept doing it afterwards, because I had so many times where it's like, oh, well, found something. You know?
Oh no.
So unfortunately, yes, I've been caught, and unfortunately it wasn't, you know, the best situation that I caught them in.
But they were in more trouble than you were.
Yeah.
So you
know.
got away with it, essentially.
Yeah, but it didn't help, you know, make me not do it, you know,
Again.
later on. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I can't think of any specific times that I have gone through someone's phone, but I'm not going to give myself a point because it really sounds like something I would do.
So you feel like you have before?
I feel like I've probably done it like 10 times, but I don't specifically remember any instances of doing it.
Okay.
But I'm not against it, and I would do it in the future. So
duly noted.
I feel that that's not worthy of point in this case. I'm just too suspecting that I've done it in the past.
everybody's respect just went down a little bit for both of us.
For both of us? Oh, whatever. You guys have done it too. All right. At least we're honest.
That's true. You'll always get honesty from us, at least, mostly.
All right. So we're both snooping bastards. Shame on both of us.
Shame.
What
else we got?
Never have I ever fainted. You ever legit fainted?
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah. When did you faint?
So one time in my life have I legit fainted. Like fell on the ground, fucked up, fainted. So I was actually getting my blood drawn.
Okay.
And I have this really weird, like, personal stigma with getting poked in my left arm, just for whatever reason.
Specifically the left arm.
Specifically the left arm. Just I can't do it. So like IVs or blood or anything, you could poke me all day long on the right arm, anywhere you want. I'm good. So I was trying to explain this to the nurse lady when I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13. I was a young, like, teenager type kid.
Right.
And she wasn't having any of it. And she basically just said, fuck off, we don't have time for that, and grabbed my arm and stuck me with it. And I swear, as soon as the needle touched my skin, Adam, I just, just felt lights out, gone, don't remember it. Just remember her waking me up, telling me to keep my head, like, below, like, put my head down below my heart, you know? And that helps, like, the blood go back in your head. But, yeah, I tried to warn her. She wasn't having it.
So is it for you, is it, like, do needles bother you, or is it just something weird with a needle in your left arm?
Something with my left arm, dude. I'm just not good on my left side.
Interesting. So I fainted when I got my ears gauged.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
Did you get them punched?
I got them punched.
Oh, well, that's intense.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So when I went... Well, and this was my first time doing any kind of, like, body modification, anything, right? So
And
I had no
zeros?
tattoos, no, not straight zeros. They won't punch it to that point.
Oh, God. I was like,
They'll do a 10 is what they'll punch them at. And just to get perspective, like a regular ear piercing is like a 28 or a 24 or something like that.
Ooh.
So they went straight up to 10. But like I walked in there.
That was the first thing you'd ever done?
Yeah. Well, then I walked in there and I hadn't eaten anything or anything that day. I literally just woke up and went, and it was like right across the street from my apartment. So I went there and I said, I'm getting my ears pierced. It was like $40 for both ears. And the lady asked me, the piercer was like, so do you plan on engaging your ears at any point? And I was like, yeah, that's something I'd probably be interested in. And she goes, well, we can just go to a straight 10. And I was like, all right, well, fuck it. Let's do it, right?
Oh, but you didn't understand.
You
do now.
I do now. Well, and here's the thing.
They literally hole punch your ear, dude.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. So when she did my left one, it was like whatever, like they did it. It was a weird sensation, but it didn't make me feel like lightheaded or woozy or anything like that. Uh-huh. And then for whatever reason, when she did the right ear, I remember sitting there and all of a sudden I told her, I go, so just so you know, I'm starting to feel like really lightheaded. And then before I knew it, I was like waking up, and she was like laying me on my back and they had stuck a lollipop in my mouth.
Oh, to try to give you sugar.
Yeah, to try to give me sugar. And she was like, oh, thank goodness you warned me. Otherwise, you're going to fall into a lot of things you didn't want to fall into. Because I guess I started to like lean forward and she like caught me.
Oh, no.
And pushed me back. But what's funny, though, is I never had an issue with needles or anything. And I grew up with a dad who was a diabetic. So I was around needles a lot. And for whatever reason, after that particular situation, I've had an issue with needles ever since.
Oh, dude, you got like needle PTSD.
Yeah, it feels like it, yeah.
And your body got two chunks of itself punched out. It took the first one on the chin, and then it was like, no, I'm not doing a second one of those.
Exactly.
Fuck that.
So like ever since then, and because before then, I've gotten like my blood drawn before and different things like that. I've never had an issue with that.
I have no problem with needles. They're fine.
But ever since then, though, like I
just a stigma.
If I get like blood drawn or something, I can't look at it. I can't think about it. Like otherwise, I'll start to get lightheaded and I'll pass out. It's the weirdest thing.
I only have that with my left side.
That's so strange.
And it's specifically my arm. I don't know why. I'm just sensitive, I guess, on my left arm. It's
interesting.
I don't feel like I have the control over my left like I do my right. I'm very right dominant. I don't know if you could be very or a little dominant on one side.
Well, I think you can. And I think most people are. I've just never heard of somebody having like an issue with just like a specific spot like that, especially something like an arm. That's, more of a broad area.
It's strange because you could poke either of my feet. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't love it, but you could do it. You could poke my left leg. The left side of my body is fine. Even like my face, I wouldn't love it, but I could take it.
Right.
But specifically my left arm, I don't. It's not even that I'm afraid. It's just the best way I can explain the feeling is just I feel like I'm not in control of that situation. But everywhere else, I feel like I'm in control, like I'm good. Very strange, I know. But since I was a kid, I'll always ask the doctor. I'll say, "Can you poke me on the right?" Or if I know I need to get an IV, because I used to go to the hospital all the time growing up.
Right.
I'd say, "Can you please do the right side?" And up until the day I passed out, no one ever had any issue. This bitch just had something up her butt that day and was like, "Nope, we're doing the left. Fuck you." And
I am the doctor here.
I tried to tell her, dude. I know how I feel. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we both fainted.
Yeah, we have both fainted. Both from needles.
Well, this one sucks because I already know the answer for you. We're going to skip it.
Okay.
Never have I ever thought I was going to drown.
Ooh.
Have you ever thought you were going to drown?
I want to say... So I never thought I was going to drown, but I definitely had like a small little scare once because it was just unfamiliar to me. But like I knew I was going to be safe, right? So this was years ago. My family, we went on this like family vacation with some extended family. We rented a houseboat and went to like Lake Havasu. And so like, you park in one of the coves and you drive the houseboat around and you can swim on the lake and things.
Oh yeah, super fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But there was a point in there until you drown, yeah. But there was a point where we were like where our houseboat was, it was like somewhat shallow water, all the way around. Yeah. So pretty much no matter where you went, you could walk, or at least be able to touch the bottom and still have, like very little room to have to swim back up.
Yeah.
And so one of the times though, so I was doing this thing where like I like was there and I just kind of like dropped in the water. And, and was just kind of like sinking and thinking I was going to hit the bottom, eventually, because I've been doing this all day in different parts of the lake. And then I kept going down. And there was a point where I was like, oh, this is a lot farther than some of the other parts have been. But I always thought like, oh, but it's probably just like another foot right down, there. Right. But then I realized I'm still going.
And then you shortly realized, now I have to go back up.
Yes, exactly. So like I knew I wasn't so far down to where I wouldn't be able to swim back up, but definitely like a couple feet before hitting the top, I could like feel like, oh, I need to get fucking air. Yeah. Like I was just thinking, I was like, well, thank God I didn't just like zone out and just keep falling. Yeah. So like it wasn't like a scare that I was going to drown, but that was like the closest I ever got to that. What about you? Ever drowned?
So only once that I can remember, and it was very quick. I quickly figured it out. So as a kid, I don't remember who, but somebody threw me into the middle of a pool. So I used to be kind of afraid of swimming. I wasn't really into it. It wasn't my thing. I wasn't a good swimmer. And I must have been young, like 6, because I can barely remember this. But I remember a young adult male figure that I trusted threw me into the pool.
Okay.
And the only thing I remember about it is a little bit of the backyard I was in. I was in a friend's backyard for like a birthday party kind of thing. And I remember like flying through the air, like that slow motion of flying through the air and thinking like just the confusion of, well, I must be okay because this adult just did this to me. So I must be fine.
Right.
But I also remember thinking like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be okay here. Like, I'm pretty sure this is fucked up. I'm not going to make this.
Right.
And just that confusion, it lasted forever. And then I hit the water and sunk, and I was like, well, nothing's happening and nothing's kicking in here. I still don't know how to swim. And I kind of just got up and did like a blah 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 kind of thing,
Right,
and
just kind of wiggled,
like dog paddled my way to the side and grabbed onto the side, and I wasn't like afraid of the pool or anything. Like I could go into pools. And then I went through a really long phase of I would just travel along the sides of pools.
Yeah.
Like as long as I could hold the side, I was down.
I went through that phase also.
Yeah. But that's what got me into that phase. I must have been a super little kid, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can imagine that kind of like when you're younger, especially when you're thrown into something foreign like that. Yeah. It's like your body, I think like what was happening and why there was confusion is just because it was new. Right.
Well, that never happened
all of a sudden,
to me before.
When all of a sudden 6-year-old
like
you is like, oh, like I'm in this body of water and I can't breathe, and when you think of like that being the first time you experience something like that.
But there wasn't fear because I remember it was either my dad or maybe the dad of the person whose birthday it was or something. But it wasn't like I fell in and I was afraid, like I fucked up and now I'm going to die because I fucked up. It was, well, this person who's in charge put me here. Right. So I'm sure I'm okay. I'm sure this is fine. I didn't understand back then that adults are just people. They make stupid decisions. I'm sure it wasn't the best decision to throw a 6-year-old into the middle of the pool. Right. But this guy probably had a couple beers or whatever and fucking threw me in the pool. Right? We all do it. And I was fine. But yeah, it's one of the earliest memories I actually have. And I just really remember the confusion of it all.
Like I said, I think it's just because it was new. You're just like, okay, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
What's happening?
Why did you do that?
Is this something people just do? Adults just throw people into pools? Okay,
learning
things today.
Yeah. And then I would climb around the side of the pool. I was that kid for like years.
Well, thank God neither one of us drowned.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys wouldn't have this fantastic podcast.
Wouldn't be happening now. Never have I ever, let's see, what is this? Been in an embarrassing video that was uploaded to YouTube. Oh, that's strangely specific. I swear, guys, I didn't seek that one out. That was legitimately the next question.
No, definitely has never happened.
I'm not embarrassed of any of our videos.
I'm not either.
I'm not.
But I've even had like older videos that other people have filmed from when I was like younger and everything uploaded to maybe not YouTube, but the internet. And I've always just been shameless, really.
I was on YouTube 6 times before Hardly Millennial.
Were you?
I was.
Fights?
So they were from Clash of Clans. Remember that one?
Yes, I
Clash
do
of
remember
Clans.
Clash of Clans.
I was in a pretty high-level clan, and I was a badass with the dragons. I would do dragon raids. And there was a dude in our clan he would record them and put them up on YouTube.
Oh, I think you told me this a while back, yeah.
And if you look up Cyanide Fix Dragon Raids, that was my username.
Just all of your audio is what it was, I'm assuming, while the game was being played?
It was the video of the raids. They're like 2-minute long raids of me attacking another person.
But like, what I'm asking is there audio associated? Like, could you hear you guys like talking to each other or anything, or was it
There's
just
no
the
voice,
game
just the game, just the gameplay,
gotcha.
Just gameplay. Yeah,
Okay.
It was like a replay of the battle, and he would post them onto YouTube.
Gotcha.
Kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I have like 6 videos from the past. Not ashamed of any of them. I won all those battles. I was a badass.
Funny enough, I went through this phase in high school where, without ever knowing it, I was vlogging.
Oh, really?
Like all the time, yeah. Not so much like holding up a camera in front of. No. It was one of those like little digital cameras, But and it was never like me talking to the camera, but like I loved editing, right? I like just discovered editing and like, oh, I can put this here and like do this and that and everything. Like I loved just filming everything and then just editing it into something.
And then you never stopped.
And then I never stopped.
You just kept doing that.
And I put some of them up actually on specifically YouTube. And every now and then I'll go on like a hunt to try to, because I mean, this was back in like 2006, 2007.
Oh, gosh, good old days.
Yeah. So I think YouTube, after so many years of inactivity, I think they just end up like deleting, videos and stuff. Because I've gone on some crazy hunts to find them and I've never been able to find them.
I'm sure that they must have some process of like cleaning up old videos or something.
They'd have to.
They got to.
I mean, even they have bandwidth, what's the word I'm looking for? Like restrictions. They can only go so far. If they see videos that haven't had any activity on them or anybody engaging in them in years, I think the only smart thing to do is get rid of them. Why keep them?
I just repost it again. Like, haha, there's a few more years. So, I've been in plenty of videos that have been uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah.
For the sake of the question here.
Not embarrassed by anyone,
Not
though.
a single embarrassing one, in my opinion. Never have I ever had a bad allergic reaction.
I'm not allergic to anything.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not allergic to anything?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Watermelon fucked me up when I was young.
Are you allergic to watermelons?
Super.
Really?
Super duper.
I didn't know that. Because you're allergic to bananas, right?
Yeah.
That was the one you're allergic to?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were allergic to watermelons.
I'm more
too.
allergic to watermelon.
Really?
Watermelon's the thing
Wow.
I'm the most allergic to.
What else are you allergic to? Are
Pretty much any tropical fruit.
Oh, okay.
Anything that will grow on like an island. So if that doesn't make sense, okay, because some people are like, what? When I tell them that. Like pineapples, bananas, papaya, mango.
What is it about those specific fruits that...
I don't know. They give me huge, not welts, but hives. I get hives all over my whole body, dude.
But you can have like oranges, lemons.
Yeah, citrus is fine. I have no problem with citrus.
Interesting.
I can do strawberries, any kind of berries I'm good with.
So just no tropical fruits.
Anything that's a melon or that resembles the shape of a melon. So like a pineapple or a mango would kind of count.
Right.
But like cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, all those will fuck me up.
Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm allergic. I mean, maybe
Bananas.
I am and just haven't had it yet, but
Bananas are the worst. Is the worst thing for me to be allergic to because I love
I know,
bananas.
you've told me.
I love them because when I was younger, I could eat them and my lips would just get itchy. You know what I mean?
And then it just got worse as you got older.
Well, yeah, now, like I had some like vegetable juice a while back, probably about, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months ago. And it had banana puree in it. And I didn't realize it until I drank it. And I got really fucking sick, dude. It tore my insides up.
I had a lady who came into my work the other day and she was just talking to me about how, because they were like really specific about making sure this particular drink didn't have any coconut in it because I guess her son was like deathly allergic to it, right?
I'm not allergic to coconut.
And
I just don't like it.
Oh God!
But this
I love
guy was.
coconut. But anyways, but this mother was telling me that I guess with certain allergies, in this case coconut, and this might be the same case with you and banana, it's this weird thing to where it's like the more you eat it, the worse it will get every time you eat it.
Yes.
So the next time you eat banana
That
will be
is me.
worse than the
Throughout
last
my
time
life,
you did.
because I've had lots of banana. I've probably eaten 100 bananas or more in my life.
Right.
Like, I'm very aware of what banana tastes like. I've had a lot of it. But yes, it does. Now, like I would be legitimately worried to eat a banana right now.
Yeah.
I would seriously choose not to eat the banana. Like it's not even worth the taste. I'm kind of afraid.
Oh, that's
Because
just
the last time I had
next
the
time it's gonna
puree,
really fuck you up.
dude, I got really sick. I got sick the same way like if you have the flu real bad, where you're like shaking and sweating and puking. And it was like that.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's rough. So, but I can the silver lining to it all is all of those things that I'm allergic to, I can eat like the flavoring of.
Oh,
as
that's
long as
good.
it doesn't have any extract of the actual thing. If it's just artificial flavor, I can totally do it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You know,
so I
there's-
can still taste banana sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that is a bit of a silver lining, right?
A little bit, at least, But no allergies for you, not even medicine or nothing?
No, I mean, if I do, I haven't discovered what it is
Haven't
yet.
discovered it yet?
You
Well, good
know?
luck the day you do.
Yeah.
Good luck. Have you already been stung by a bee?
Yeah, so I have.
so you're good.
I have thought before that I might be slightly allergic to like bees when I get stung, because it's not like I get like bent over, like bedridden sick when I get stung, but when I get stung, it definitely, I think, affects me more than your average person. Like I really swell up, like the area around that will get super red, super itchy. I'll get, I'll feel like a little like I'll get like a bit of vertigo. with it,
I feel
for
you.
the day. So if I'm allergic to anything, it's probably maybe bees a little bit.
I would say it's probably something that you don't want to fuck with too much.
But I mean, I've only been stung by a bee, just a handful of times in my life too, if that.
I've been stung twice, and so I'm good. The weird thing about allergies, man, is that they legitimately change as you age.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you develop an allergy out of nowhere that you didn't really have before, and on the contrary, sometimes you actually kind of get over an allergy. It becomes, you can at least take it from an allergy to a sensitivity.
Yeah.
To where it's not going to like kill you. When my mom was a little girl growing up in France, she was very allergic to strawberries.
Okay.
Like she would get skin reactions. Okay.
Like rashes?
Like hives, rashes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was very allergic to them. And the doctor, his remedy for it was actually to feed her little tiny pieces of strawberry every day. I'm talking little teeny tiny,
Right,
dude.
right.
You know what I mean? Like a cut of a cut of a cut. And you start with that, and just over the course of your life and eating a little bitty piece every day like that, you kind of, the theory is you introduce it to your body and your body gets used to it. Well, I swear to you, ever since I've been alive, she can eat strawberries just fine. It doesn't affect her at all.
Allergies are strange because I've heard every case in the book. So I've heard
You can be allergic to anything.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like, just in the means of, like, I've heard cases like your mom's where you get fed a little bit and you build a tolerance. I've also heard of people's allergies just going away completely on their own, or people getting an allergy they never had before.
Yeah.
One thing that I was listening to a podcast once with a nutritionist on, and he was specifically bringing up like peanuts. Like all of a sudden there's this spike in peanut allergies.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And
at least in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, and one of the factors he said to why this is all of a sudden, almost an epidemic of a, peanut allergy here is because of the stigma put onto pregnant women, to where I guess there's kind of this stigma of like, don't eat peanuts when you're pregnant, because if your unborn baby has this peanut allergy, it could fuck with them in the womb. But what this guy's arguing is the fact that you're not eating peanuts while your child is in the womb is actually why your child is more prone to being allergic to it.
Well, dude, I can tell you, I'm a firm believer. I don't know if it's been like proven. I'm pretty sure it probably has, dude. That the way that your mother eats when you are being created inside of her.
Developing,
when you're being developed. Perfect word. The way that your mom eats truly affects your sense of taste when you become a person.
Oh, yeah.
So, for example, my mom was super into sour kind of food when she was having my sister, okay? And these are the stories that she tells. I wasn't alive, obviously.
Right.
Well, my sister grew up, she doesn't dig sour, but my sister really likes spicy. She's cool with spicy. Well, when my mom was pregnant with me, and there's like a 10-year gap between the two, right? So it's not just coincidence. When she was pregnant with me, she ate a lot of spicy food. So much spicy food that the doctor literally told her that she was going to have an iron deficiency, like too much iron in her blood. Right. And that it was going to start to affect the baby, which was me. So he was like, you got to stop eating the spicy food. I came out, I literally hate spicy food.
That's right.
I am the hugest wimp in the world to it. Pepper is almost too much for me, black pepper. Like, I do not like spicy at all. So could be a total coincidence, could be, but I bet you there's something to it. I bet you it affects the person.
I think there is too. I mean, it's the same reason why they tell, mothers not to partake in things like smoking or drinking, or and sometimes it's not so much that it's going to, I mean, it can, if it's done excessively, like physically affect the baby in the womb, but sometimes we've heard of babies coming out already addicted to a particular drug that somebody is doing beforehand.
Right.
And I think it's the same thing when it comes to like
things,
food.
Yeah, going on. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you overall, but I do think that the cigarettes and the
like
it
different
does affect
things,
the body.
but just about like
but like
what you're
meth
consuming
and stuff like that. Yes, that totally. that can actually, the baby can be addicted to that substance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you share the blood, right? You share blood between the two.
Yeah, blood, breath, oxygen, everything.
Everything gets shared, man. Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Learned a little bit about us, guys.
I have definitely had a bad allergic reaction, and Adam has not. Never have I ever stolen something from a restaurant.
Oh, I've done that.
I've totally done it. What have you stolen? I'm proud, I'll tell you.
A lot of cups.
Cups?
Yeah.
That's ballsy.
Sometimes if they have like nice ones.
You'll take the whole cup?
Yeah.
Damn, how? Where do you put it?
We have a couple of them in our cupboard right now.
Where do you put a cup? How do you hide a cup?
So the key to stealing things at these restaurants, ladies and gentlemen, is to just
if you have sensitive ears, just skip this part.
Just act like you're not hiding anything. There was one
just
time.
Walk out with a cup in your hand?
Yeah, one time I literally everybody was still sitting there at the table. I had finished my drink. This was back in high school. And I finished my drink, and then I just said, okay, I'll be right back. And I just walked up with the cup. I walked out the door. I put it in my car really quick. I came in and joined my friends. Nobody was the wiser. Nobody looked at me. Nobody noticed me. It's when you start trying to hide it and try to be like sneaky about it. That's when you start drawing attention to yourself. If you just get up. I used to do the same thing from fast food restaurants. I would walk into fast food restaurants sometimes. Like me and my friends would be like waiting in line. One particular time there was this giant like wet floor sign that they had that was like this like triangle that could like fold up. And I was like looking at it. And my friend Chris was with me, and he goes, what are you looking at? I go, I want this. What? And I literally just walked over. I grabbed it. I went outside. I just opened the trunk of my car, and I put it in there, and I walked back in and stood in line with my friends. You're
just like, I want this.
Yeah.
Like you're a millionaire. You just point at things. That's mine now. They're like, no, sir, you can't. Oh, okay. All right. Come again.
Yeah. So, I mean, the key to doing it is just do it. Just don't draw attention to yourself. Just get up, walk out, do it, come back.
Me and my uncle actually used to have a game about this. So a fork, spoon, or knife was 1 point, and a salt or pepper shaker was 5 points.
Oh, that's fun.
And yeah, most of his silverware now at his house is from the Cheesecake Factory. We would specifically go places with nice silverware, like the nice, thick, good silverware, and we would hang. My uncle likes to partake in like appetizers and a few drinks.
Right.
And we used to go and do that a lot when I was a teenager. So yeah, we would just find places that had nice silverware.
That's nice.
Mostly the Cheesecake Factory. Stole a lot of silverware from the Cheesecake Factory.
I feel like silverware's got to be easy to steal, right?
You put it in your sock.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yes.
But like still easy though, right? It just hangs out in there until you leave.
Oh, it's basically free.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just say, take this. Yeah, they got lots of them. They got hundreds of forks, whatever.
And nobody can like actually walk out with you now and be like, "Oh, this." I had a friend once who lived.
They probably knew we were doing it.
Oh, I'm sure. There's so many things that I feel like when you work jobs, you know, I have so many conversations with my own coworkers of like, you know, people don't realize that, like, we know what you're fucking doing. Okay, Perfect example in coffee, and I'm sure you've seen this at whatever coffee shops you've worked at in the past, is when people will ask for, like, oh, I just want, like, 3 shots over ice, but just do a little ice, and then they go over to, like, the condiment bar and
put the cream in
put the cream in there and make
a
a latte. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, you think you're being so sly, but we know exactly what you're fucking doing. Mm-hmm. Like, we just can't tell you. Everyone's aware of this loophole, okay? We just can't tell you not to do it.
And I can't not put the cream out there. It has to be out there.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're welcome. You suck.
I feel like things like people stealing silverware from like restaurants is just one of those things of like, oh, well, somebody stole 3 forks again today. How many forks get stolen from your table? Oh, about 5, 6.
Or the guy who every time he leaves the fast food restaurant, he refills his soda.
Oh, yeah.
We all do that, dude. Mm-hmm. Literally every single person who ever goes to a fast food restaurant fills up their soda before they leave.
Yes.
The people who work there don't care.
Yeah.
You're not cool. You're not sly. We all do it. It's funny.
It is funny.
Fun one. Okay. Never have I ever been electrocuted. I have.
I have not. I don't think I have.
You've never. Okay.
No. When have you been electrocuted?
I got electrocuted bad.
Ooh. Okay.
I got electrocuted bad. Okay. So one of my earlier jobs in life, I worked at a UPS store.
Okay.
And there was only 2 people who worked at this UPS store, me and another guy.
Uh-huh.
So I was the closer and he was always the opener. So there was like 2 or 3 hours in the morning where he was by himself and 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon where I was by myself.
Okay.
So part of my closing duties is you have to vacuum the store.
Right.
And we have like this old fucking solid steel, just behemoth vacuum. Okay. Everything was metal on it. And it wasn't plastic. Like the bag was an actual cloth bag with a zipper. Okay, like an old, like your grandma's fucking vacuum from when you were a kid. Old.
Right.
Our viewers aren't going to understand what I'm saying. Google 70s vacuum cleaner, and that's what I'm talking about. These things are amazing.
Right.
Okay, but they're also super janky. So I was plugging it in and unplugging it, doing our thing, and I got about halfway through, and I went to plug it in, and it all happened so fast that all I realized was that the room around me was dark all of a sudden, and that my tongue was buzzing. And I was like, what the fuck? So I felt my tongue buzzing. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Like, did you like tense up? Did all your muscles tense
I went
up?
I went to plug the thing in, and in my brain, I just plugged it in normal. But in the moment that you would be plugging it in normally, like where it just goes, ding, you're not really like staring at it, paying attention.
Right.
You're just going to plug it in. There was a moment that I stopped where I guess in reality I was stuck. Okay, but I didn't know
realize
I
it
was
at the
stuck.
time.
I was just there, and all I could tell was my tongue was that was the number one thing, dude. Like when your foot's asleep, you know how your foot like vibrates kinda, and that's how it feels like it's asleep.
Like little needles.
It was
pins and
like
needles?
that, but like intense. I was
Okay.
like, what the fuck? And as soon as I'm thinking my tongue is buzzing, and the room is dark. So I'm like, what the and then I'm good. And my hand hurts. So I go and I understand that the breaker flipped. Okay. So I go and I'm like, oh, this stupid fucking vacuum. Whatever. And my hand is hurting and it's dark. So I'm fucking throwing the thing open and cursing. And I flip the breaker back on and the lights come on. And I see that my hand is fucking charcoaled, dude.
Ooh.
I burnt the shit out of the entire. So my left hand, if you look at your left hand, the whole right side of it, like the pinky finger and the ring finger,
Right.
all the way down, was black.
Wow.
Like the top layer or 2 of the skin got just charcoaled.
Wow.
It was fucking crazy, dude.
So it's one of those things where it's like because you were being electrocuted, it's like it was affecting your brain too, obviously. So it's like your brain couldn't even process what was happening because there was too much current going through it.
To me, it happened in an instant.
Right.
It was like before I could understand what was happening, it was over. But I don't know how long in reality I was stuck there before the breaker popped. It was enough to where I think if the breaker hadn't have popped, if the safety didn't go off, I probably would have honestly done really true damage to my body.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I would have died. I guess I could have died. So the ironic part of all this is that UPS, the whole company of UPS shuts down on Sunday. And I did this on Saturday night. So had I have died or passed out, nobody would have found me until 8 a.m. Monday morning when the opener would have come in.
Oh, my God.
So I would have just been there for like 48 hours, dude.
Oh. No,
so that was the worst I've ever been shocked in my life.
Definitely nothing to that extent. I think at some point when I was a toddler, I did, you know what we all do, and I stuck like a fork in the light socket or some shit like that.
I've never done that.
No?
I never did that.
I have a specific memory that I'm probably remembering wrong, but
I do, shocked.
Yeah. But I do have a specific memory of like not even the process of putting the fork in the light socket, just the fork already being in the socket and me crying out for, mommy, and hearing like, but I specifically remember bzzz, like hearing that noise.
Hearing it?
Yeah, hearing like a buzzing noise.
I don't remember hearing anything in my instance. Just feeling it in my tongue.
I did get shocked a little bit when I used to work for this LED company that made like these little like light LEDs, for different things.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sometime, and I made like instructional videos for them. So sometimes the instructional videos required me to like wire things and go through different transformers and things like that. And, you know, I'd been doing this for a couple of years at this point. So I was pretty, you know, adept into creating the different things. But there was one particular time where like I don't think it wasn't as bad as like yours, but it was definitely enough to like make me jump back and be like, oh, well, not doing that again.
I've been pretty lucky other than just that one instance.
Yeah.
I've never broke a bone.
I haven't either.
Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
I've been cut a lot. So I was always the kid who got weird like cuts, not so much scrapes, but like gouging cuts that require stitches.
Yes, I got those too. Specifically my lip twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine was usually my legs. I've been cut all over both legs.
Really?
By many different things.
So when I was younger, this was like, I think like toddler, there was something that happened where I don't even remember. My parents just had to, you know, describe this story to me, where I guess I was like trying to climb a tree or something and fell off and like really cut my bottom lip really bad to the point where I had to go get stitches.
Yeah.
Now there was another particular time, and this is actually why I have a fat bottom lip. I wasn't just born like this.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I just thought you were well endowed.
No, I used to be much thinner lips.
Oh.
And if you actually look closely, my bottom lip, you can see like a scar that goes all the way across.
Well, I mean, only because I'm looking. I've never noticed before.
Right. But anyways, so we used to go to this like open gymnastics gym. So you could pay like $10 and you could go and jump on the trampoline.
Oh my God, your brother must have fucking loved that.
Well, that's actually how he got into gymnastics.
Oh,
was I was going to these things because at that point he was doing karate.
He works for motherfucking
years.
Cirque du Soleil now. Shout out, Thomas.
Shout out, bro.
Beast.
But so I was at this open gym. And I remember watching on TV during like the Olympics and stuff, people would do this thing where they run down and do like front handsprings and
where were they doing this, Adam?
With like the Olympics.
In the Olympics?
Yes.
Okay, not the Junior Olympics, like the actual grown-up real
the grown-up
Olympics.
Okay,
yes. So they were doing this in the Olympics, and you were like, I could do that.
Yes, that's
okay,
exactly
of course,
what I thought.
Of course.
So there was one of these like runway mats that like led to like one of those like yellow trampolines that will really bounce you super high.
Yeah.
And so I did the front handsprings and I even jumped and I did it onto the trampoline. And then from the trampoline, I went up and started to do a flip. And something happened while I was in the air. All of a sudden,
did gravity happen?
All of a sudden, you just hear like that, what? And like I stop in midair and just fall. Right.
What?
And what happened was somewhere while I was turning in the air, my two front teeth slammed through my bottom lip and lodged themselves to my knee.
Whoa,
yes.
whoa.
Yes.
You fucking kneed yourself in the face so hard that you ripped your teeth through your lip into your knee?
Lip into my knee.
While you were flipping in the air?
While I was flipping in the air.
So what the hell happened when you landed?
Well, first there was shock because I looked down and dude, there was just blood.
Just so much blood.
Everywhere. Like you would have thought somebody took a child over to the trampoline and just stabbed him.
Well, your head has the most blood in your body.
Yeah. So I think my dad was out having a cigarette or something at that point, so he wasn't even there.
Good thing. He's gonna need it. He's about to need it for when he's gonna walk back in it.
So all of a sudden he walks in, and I'm no longer on the trampoline. Somebody took me to like the bathroom to clean me up, and of course I'm crying hysterically. So my dad comes in and just sees Adam's not there. There's a giant puddle of blood on this trampoline.
And Thomas is like, I didn't do anything, I swear.
So, but then here's what happened that added insult to injury. My dad, of course, was like looking and was like, you know, being a dad and like, just shake it off.
Walk it off.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be fine.
So, but I go home and I'm obviously just in pain. There's literally a hole through my lip.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, no, we're going to the hospital.
No, yeah, you need to stitch that.
So we went to the hospital, and we just had a stupid doctor. So, dude, there was one point. So in order for them to, so they had to put stitches, obviously, into my lip. And in order for them to numb it, they had this like long little needle that they had to stick into my lip to numb it. Mm-hmm. But the way that they stuck it into my lip, Matthew, was through this hole in between the two pieces of skin that like...
Oh, into the meat, into the fresh meat.
Into the fresh meat.
So if you have a cut, they put it inside the cut, like right in the middle of the cut is where they were stabbing you.
Exactly.
So you're like, ah!
And so, but he puts it in, forgets something, takes my hand, makes me hold the needle in my lip.
He's like, here, hold this for a second. I'll be right back.
That's literally what he did, Matthew. Literally what he did. And like, and of
pull
course,
that bitch out. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, and of course, I'm just traumatized, so I can like half hear my parents being like, "What the fuck," you know, to this doctor.
He's like, "Oh shit, hold this real quick."
Yeah,
I gotta fill out my NCAA bracket. Shit,
that's what it felt like, dude. And then like, so I got these stitches, but when they came out though, you know, my parents noticed. I noticed my lip was much fatter, and the swelling just never went down. So like people have said before, like Adam, you have like that pouty lip thing going on. I'm like, oh, it's not by choice.
Like, it's scar tissue.
This is scar tissue,
it's cool.
Exactly.
But like, you're a chick, you're supposed to like it.
It's a war wound. But yeah, that was probably the most serious thing where I had to like get stitches for.
The worst stitches that I ever got. At least the most stitches to one wound that I ever got was I was an older teenager living with my sister. My sister was pregnant, and we had this wine bottle that was like, there was this chef who would like hold the wine bottle. It was like a little decoration, and it was like he was drinking the wine, right? Well, she knocked it over onto the floor, and it broke everywhere. Ooh. So we cleaned it up, and I was taking the trash out. And when I swung the trash over my shoulder, I sliced my leg. But no, I didn't even know that I did it. It was super clean, dude. I had no idea. Okay. So I threw the trash away, and I'm walking back.
Was this thing like porcelain or something? Like sharp edges? Like, I'm assuming it was sharp edges from this. Oh, it was an actual
glass bottle
of wine. Gotcha.
Yeah. But it was just poked through the bag, you know?
Right.
So on the way back in, I felt like squishy. My shoe was like squishy, and I thought I was just walking through like mud or something. I was like, this is weird, but whatever.
Nope, wasn't mud, was it?
No, I got like to the front of the house because it was nighttime. So I got to the front of the house where the lights were, and I saw I was leaving footprints. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked at it, and I saw that it was red, and it was blood. I look at my shoe, and it's like full of blood. Oof. So, but nothing hurt.
Right.
So I went inside, and I was like, you know, sissy. And she's like, what? I said, I need a Band-Aid. I said, I need like a paper towel or a Band-Aid or something because I cut my leg. And she's like, well, let me see. And she looks at it and she's like, holy shit, Matthew. She goes, you're going to need more than a Band-Aid. She goes, you're going to need a towel and to get in the car. We're going to the hospital.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I didn't.
I mean, at least
cuts are weird because, sometimes they don't really hurt that bad until you look at it.
Yeah, that's true. That was always the case, definitely when we were younger, right? If you hurt yourself, it's like you never started crying until you looked down at the cut.
You never want to look at it.
And then you were like, oh, this is supposed to hurt. I should cry.
Right. It's like you had that shock at first.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there's definitely been a few things too that I should have gotten stitches for and just didn't get stitches for. One particular one is I have this scar on my wrist that like goes like it like hooks around, and it's like a line that like goes up and hooks is what I mean for those who are just listening. And well, you can't see anyway, so of course you're just listening. But anyways,
in case you're just listening to this podcast, Adam hasn't slept in a very long time, guys.
It's been a while. Anyways, so but we were jumping, me and some friends back, I think when we were like junior high or like early years of high school. Our old junior high school had like a pool, you know, and in this pool it had not only like the lap pools, but it had like a diving board, slides, things like that.
That's amazing.
And it was pretty nice. And they, but we snuck into it one night.
Of course.
Right. And just, just fucking around and everything. But the fences were like those black bars, and they went up, and they weren't like sharp spikes at the end, but they just like went up into like a triangle formation, every little black bar. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my two friends jumped over the fence, and like they were fine. And then I jumped up, to get back over, and just something of how I was angled up at the top or whatnot, I started to hesitate about jumping over, and I just knew. I was like, I'm gonna fuck myself up. I don't know how it's gonna happen,
but I'm gonna fuck myself up.
It was just a feeling. I was like, I just know it's gonna happen. And my friends are like, come on. And I'm like, hold on, guys. Something's going to happen. I'm going to try really hard for nothing to happen, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a fail. And sure enough, I jumped up, and my wrist got caught.
Ow.
And scraped up against this dull little triangle up on this fence. And like, I looked at it, and I knew like stitches need to be half for this.
You just know.
But of course, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not about to go to my parents and end this night and stuff like that for that. So I literally just took a bunch of Band-Aids and just like pulled the two pieces of skin together and held them together with butterfly stitching. Yeah. Exactly. Uh-huh. And so now I just have this nasty scar on my wrist of where I should have needed stitches.
The body's an amazing machine.
It really
It'll
is.
Fix it.
True.
Yeah, we're basically like little Wolverines, aren't we?
Yeah. But anyways, we digressed a little bit. What else we got here?
So. Been to a country in Africa. Never.
I definitely have not.
Oh.
Gosh, there's a lot
these
of
are all really stupid, guys. I'm trying to find one that we can go out on here.
I was going to say, I think we have time for one more. But it's such a shame, too, because there's so many of them. But some of them are just so, like, G-rated, to the point of where it's just like, well, duh, we've done that. Or, duh, we haven't done that. I don't know, just, like, scroll really fast and then just stop.
But they're literally so stupid that it's not even, like...
Oh, like, even worth doing that for.
Never have I ever texted for 4 hours straight.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Never have I ever cried in public because of a song. Danced in an elevator. Fallen in love at first sight. Had someone slap me across the face. Like, never have I ever had a treehouse. You ever had a treehouse, bro?
No, I always wanted one.
We're from the desert, guys.
Yeah, those
you
don't
wouldn't have a
happen
mesquite treehouse. No. You would have thorns all over it.
Yeah, those don't work here. Nor would you want to hang out in it. It'd just be too hot.
Okay, we'll go with this one because I can tell a story about something similar to it. So, Never have I ever thrown something through a TV or computer screen.
Done that.
You've done that?
Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't, to be fair though, it wasn't like a working TV at all. But
just for fun.
Yeah, it was just for fun. It was actually at one of Vince's parties.
That sounds like a place that would happen.
I think Vince's dad we went over there for like a party once, and Vince's dad had like a bunch of these old like, box TVs, like back when they were just squares, right? And they were like 12 feet wide,
The tube TVs.
yeah, the tube TVs.
Yeah.
And so he was basically just like, I guess Vince asked him, hey, can we just like destroy these tonight? And his dad was just like, yeah, as long as you clean them up. So we just found, so we just found every way that we could. We took baseball bats to them, threw shit at them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but no, never like a working one.
I have thrown something through something else that I guarantee 100% that you and most likely all of our listeners have never done in their whole life. I think I might be the only person who's ever thrown this object through this other object.
Okay.
In all of human history, I think I'm the only one.
Okay, big words.
Okay,
what do
I'm
we got?
serious. So, I have thrown a Bunsen burner through the back window of a Mustang.
Why?
Well, allow me to tell the story.
A Bunsen burner?
You know what that is?
Remind me. Refresh me. It's like a little thing for camping, isn't it? Like you take it for camping,
similar. So the Bunsen burner is in schools when you're in science class.
Oh, to light the gas.
Well,
right?
the pipe that the gas comes out of.
Okay.
The actual pipe that comes out of the desk. that you turn and then the gas comes out and then you light it.
Right. Okay.
So that
exactly.
pipe, that piece,
I
threw that through the back windshield of an, at the time, brand new Mustang.
All right. Well, I'm anxious to hear how this one played out.
So it was a dick move,
Okay.
and I'm not proud of this.
Sounds like a dick move.
Okay. Sorry, dude, if you're listening today. That was me. So basically what happened, me and some friends decided to go out and do the egging thing one night, right? Mm-hmm. We were like young and dumb, and we didn't have any opinions, but we had some money.
And eggs.
So we went and bought eggs. And I remember we went to fucking Walgreens to buy the eggs. Mm-hmm. And nobody buys eggs at Walgreens, right. Okay? And of course we bought like 15 dozen eggs at Walgreens.
Right.
And the cashier's like, a lot of eggs, huh? And you know my stupid ass. I'm like, yeah, we're having an omelet party. It's going to be great. We're all just going to make omelets.
I've definitely have had those interactions.
So, yeah, that's how it started, right? So we get the fucking eggs, and we're in the car, and we're throwing them all around, right? Houses, we're throwing them at cars as they're driving by. So, like, we're going one direction, they're coming the other direction. We throw them at them as they come by, right. You know? Great time. Don't do that, guys. It's very dangerous. But I was doing it.
Yes.
So then we ran out of eggs, and we moved on to rocks.
Oh, fun.
So we were doing the same thing. We rinse and repeat, but with rocks. And then we ran out of rocks, and my buddy worked for a construction company at the time. The guy who was driving the vehicle that we were in. He worked for a construction company, and he had all these Bunsen burners. Like probably 4 or 5 5-gallon buckets full of them, because he had helped demo a school that had a bunch of them, right? So he was going to save it and scrap all the metal for some extra money. Mm-hmm. So it was getting to be the end of the night. We're in this neighborhood, and we see a brand new Mustang, and one of the friends that we were with, there was like 4 of us, they were like, well, we hate Mustangs, so let's fuck this one up. So we're like, all right. So we just parked, and it was a random fucking Mustang of a person we never met before in our life. It was like 2 a.m. So I get out, and I have the Bunsen burner in my hand, and I run up, and I fucking throw it through the back windshield as hard as I can, right? And it smashes, and I actually see like the pointy part stick into like the seat. Right. Okay, it sucks. And then all of a sudden, I just hear, "What the fuck?"
Like was somebody in the car?
No, the guy was literally on his front porch smoking a cigarette. I didn't see him. Oh my gosh. So this guy was literally on his front porch at like 2:00 in the morning, probably smoking his goodnight cigarette, and he sees this car pull up and park, and he sees this kid get out and just smash his Mustang and start running back towards the car. Well, I'm not the fastest runner, guys, and this guy was really fucking fast. He was like Usain Bolt. He was quick. So I make it to the car, I get in, and I look up out the passenger window, and he like runs towards the car and then stops like 2 feet by the car. And he just looks at me and he's like, "What the fuck, bro? What the fuck?" Just like that. And
just in pure shock.
Best part of the whole story, my friend looks at him and goes, "I told you we would get you back, bitch," and then just drives off. Okay? So you gotta imagine the confusion on this guy.
Yeah, like what the fuck did I do?
Who did I piss off? Who was this guy? What's he getting me back for? Why is this happening? And meanwhile, there was literally no reason for any of it. It was a perfect crime.
Oh my god.
There was no, what do they call that? Motive. There was no motive. There was zero motive, dude. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm sorry, Mr. Mustang guy, if you're listening today. That was a shitty thing to do.
I can't wait for there to be a day where all of a sudden, maybe it's 5 years from now, and somebody, that Mustang man just happens to come across this episode.
He's like, I'll find you, motherfucker.
He's like at work stalking something, and he's just got his headphones on, listening to this new podcast he found and he likes, and all of a sudden he's stalking something and he stops, and he's like, "Wait. Motherfucker!"
We just get a comment one day, it's all capitals. It's just like, what did I do? What did I do? I've been wondering for 7 years. What did I do?
Just tell me. Well, on that note, we are at our time for the day.
Well, I won the game, by the way. At least I'm winning. It's 8-7 right now. I've been keeping very close score.
Have you really?
No.
Okay, good.
There's no score.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Matthew?
I don't know who's in what place.
Oh gosh. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. I feel like this was a learning experience for all of us. I think we learned a lot about each other today.
We did.
So, I would venture to say choose one of the would you rather or never have I ever questions and answer them below in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
I'd like to know your answers to one of them. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening today. Always appreciate it. Remember, we have an update video out for you to watch.
Fuck yeah, we do.
And as an extension of that, this is usually where I used to tell you, hey, we have a GoFundMe. Go check out the GoFundMe. But today I'm telling you we have a Patreon.
We have a Patreon.
We sure do. Very simple. www.patreon.com/HardlyMillennial. If you want to donate something, go there and donate. If not, we'll go there and just check it out.
Check it out.
Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Matthew?
We love you guys. And on the Patreon thing, we're not sure what yet, but there will be some kind of special something for being a Patreon. You'll get lots of extra love somehow or another.
Yeah, eventually.
We're not sure yet, though.
These are definitely things we're working on, so stay tuned for that. But, just remember every little bit counts, whether it's a penny or, $600. So,
Either way.
Make your choice.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Have a lovely day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.